Waze is an app designed specifically for driving navigation, and one of its great strengths are the colorful alerts shown on the map about things happening on the road during your driving. For example, you can see if there is a traffic jam, police presence, or unexpected events like road closures or accidents. In some situations, the app can even recalculate a route during the drive if it finds a faster way. Also, most of the icons appearing on the map are related with driving, as you can see here, not hotels, restaurants or shops. The map is simple. There is only one type, and not the satellite view, and you can see colors in the road indicating where the traffic is moving slowly. Additionally, Waze is an interactive app where users can report events happening in the road to alert the other users and also help to edit the map in the desktop application. So this is a tutorial step-by-step of how to use Waze in the phone app, and we will cover also the most important features. So let's start. To start a route in Waze is simple. In the tab below, saying where to, tap there and type a destination you want. This can be an exact address or a specific place, like a restaurant, a shop, a public building, etc. If you type a town, like Madrid for example, you can see below more specific options. Let's select the airport. Now, tap here to calculate the suggest routes, and then you can see three different options. You can tap in the map to switch between them or select from this tab. For example, the second. Finally, tap in Go Now to start the drive. Another option is saying the place where you want to go by using the microphone. Then, when you arrive at your destination, you will get a notification, but if at any point you want to stop your route, push the tab up and find the stop button here. Now, back in this panel, when searching for a destination, we can also search for specific things like petrol stations in our area. This is nice, as we can check how far they are and choose the most convenient one. Places to eat. And we can search in other area by dragging the map and tap here. These are the results, and sometimes we can see the Google ratings or prices, and also search using these options. Then, if you drag these buttons to the right, there are more categories to choose. Finally, you can set your home and work addresses here, as you'll probably use them a lot. So you can just tap there to go to your destination. Then you can save another address there, add the place, and this should be the most detailed possible to be easier to find here. Now suppose for any reason you want to change your destination. It's not necessary to start a new route again. If you know the place on the map, you can tap and hold for a second, and now select Routes, and then go to New Drive. Another thing we can do in Waze is add a stop in the route. It's simple. In the same place, we select Add as a stop. Of course, we can also add the stop by typing an address. Push the tab up, select Add a stop, type it there, and go. Then in Overview, you can see the full route. One of the most known features in Waze, which is not available in Google Maps, are the alerts about specific road situations. Some of them are permanent, like a school zone, and you can see also the distance here. And then there are many more, like traffic light cameras, rail crossings, speed limit changes, and so on. Then there are live reports, which are usually notified by users, like the police presence, a traffic jam, or an accident, like exactly what was happening here. Then, when we approach the situation, we can confirm that it's still there or not anymore. Also, Waze can recalculate the route automatically in real time to match any change in the traffic conditions. When we are using driving, we can tap in this icon with the plus to report an alert such as a traffic jam, a police presence, accident, and many other things. In this example, there was a closed road I had just seen, so I'm going to tap there, and then there are more specific situations, and we can also take a picture of the area. Also, and if you know how long the closure is expected to last, you can add that information as well. The current speed is shown at the left side of the panel. Then, if you exceed the limit, the numbers turn red and the speed limit appears next to them, which is 50 in this example. Also, it's easy to notice the change to red while driving. Then, if you go to Map Display in Settings, you can edit these options. The first one is to show the speedometer, which you can remove it if you wish. Then you can edit when you want to show the speed limit, if only when you overtake it, which is the option by default. Or for example, if I choose always, the speed limit is always shown next to my current speed, even if I am stopped. Below, we can choose when we want to get the alert. And in the last option, we switch it on to get the sound when the speeding threshold is reached. This one, I think it can be really useful. When we calculate our routes and we have tolls, unlike Google Maps, the fares are shown in the suggested options. So you can see here that the select route is way more expensive than the other two. But suppose we choose that one anyway. When we expand the panel, sometimes the app shows a notification. In this case, you can drive just 6 minutes more for such a low fare. Then if you tap on Find the best time to leave, you can see also the estimates of how long the journey will take by time of the day. Before starting a drive, we can go to Car Info, and here we can select our vehicle, and unlike Google Maps, we don't have bike or walking options, as this app is specific for driving. So we can choose between motorbike, car or taxi, but in many areas, at least in 2026, the routes are not different by choosing these vehicles. Then we can select to avoid toll roads or to edit more specific settings. Tap there. For example, we can avoid ferries. In some regions like Norway, this can be useful if we prefer to drive. Avoid motorways if we want to enjoy the landscape or secondary roads. The option Unpaved roads is by default Don't allow, but in some countries with many gravel roads, especially in countryside areas, maybe it's better to set this to allow, to avoid doing large distances. And then you can explore the other options. To change the view of the navigation, let's push this tab up, tap on the wheel for settings, then go to Map Display, and in Map View we can see Auto, which usually displays in 3D when you are in the navigation and in 2D when you are exploring the map. So I can tap here to have the view in 2D all the time. Then notice that your car is always facing up, also when you make the turns, which is usually what we want. And this is because the north option is disabled. If we turn it on, the north direction is always facing up now, but it can be confusing while driving. But when you are exploring, the map will not rotate to the sides, which may happen when the north direction is off. However, in the map settings, if you go down, you can see this option, Show Compass. Switch it on, and the compass is always on the map, and you can always tap there to fix the north direction, which is actually what I prefer to do. When we want to search for our destination in Waze, let's insert a supermarket, which is this one. If we are in a town, or if it's a place where it's not so easy to park the car, the app suggests me to choose a nearby parking instead of the destination itself. Also, apart from the suggested parking, we can see more if we tap in See More Parking here. Then we can push this up, and these are all the options that the app suggests me. And also, this is interesting, their locations can be seen in the map. Then this orange icon is our destination, the supermarket. Also, when the parking is paid, you can see the currency symbol here. In this case it's euro because it's in Portugal, which is next to the parking name. To finish this topic, remember that even the parking is suggested by Waze, it's not a guarantee you will find a free spot. This is important. Another useful feature is that you can store your parking spot, for example if you are new in town or you may forget where the car is. So tap and hold in the exact place until you see this notification. Go to the 3 points and select Mark as your parking spot. Now tap anywhere and here you can see it on the map. Now it will be easy to find your car. Wazers are the current users using the app right now and are represented by these nice guys. If you tap on one of them, you can see there are points, when they joined, and other community details. Now you could ask, but what are these points? Well, this is something treated like a game. Users can earn points by reporting or confirming alerts, editing the map, or other types of contributions. If you click in this button, then view your profile and then go to achievements, you can see your level status in Waze according to the points you've earned. I'm in the second level. So in this example, I am in the second level, which has the normal Waze icon, and then the level 4 has this word like the user I showed you previously. Also before, you could send a beep or a message to other users, but this feature has been removed. I believe it's for safety reasons and to not encourage drivers to tap in the phone unnecessarily. Then, if you would like, it's also possible to change your Wazer symbol here in mood. There are plenty of them to choose from. Finally, if you don't want your Wazer icon to appear to other people, it's easy. Go to View Profile and switch on this option to go invisible. Also, if you are not interested in the Wazers appearing in your screen and you think they are just annoying, you have to go to Settings, go to Map Display, go down and you will find this option to show Wazers. Just turn it off. Finally, with this music icon, you can connect with your music apps such as YouTube or Spotify. So this is very practical because it's not necessary to go to the app if you want to listen to music from those sources. So it's everything for now. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next time.